We arrived at Jumla Bazar in the Nepali month of Baisakh, or early May, the barley already tall and green, swaying in the afternoon breeze. For the next 2 months, we stayed with our family, learning and living the Jumli way of life, or reliving the Jumli way of life, in Khadak's case. We experienced and saw the changing of seasons and the rhythms of agricultural life. We explored the many beautiful corners in and around Jumla Valley, along its many rivers and up its many pine-covered hills. And quite often we hiked up into the Buna to the family farm, or Faram in Jumli, an hour's journey up the hill from the bazaar. The farmhouse, or ati, sits at the top of their land. At the Faram, they grow apples, peaches, and walnuts, Jumla's well-known staples, and wheat covers most all the remaining open space in this season.
Truffle, man, truffle, come on, look at these wild truffles.
Bajay, Khadak's grandfather, is nearly 90 years old and still keeping busy. And one day, a friendly puppy followed us as we hiked up in the hills along the other side of the Tila River. Several times we camped overnight at the Faram, enjoying the serene and calm. Khadak cutting vegetables with a chuli asi and cooking his famous khichdi in the ati. In the morning, we decided to climb up. Climbing up the mountain above Khadak's farm to try to find the top and see if there's a trail. Three hours of climbing later, we found it. And then back down along the ridge. Another day, another hike, this time to the east side of the valley, where we relaxed under the swaying pines. Coming into the month of Jesta, the barley fields were now a patchwork of luminous golden hues. A mix of pre-monsoon rains and vibrant, colorful days, with our favorite daiko chori.
Chori, how are you doing?
And into the time for barley harvest. For 3 days, Amma and the other women worked to cut all the barley, and we helped carry it up from the field to the house. Jao katne, jao bokne. Finishing the days in the kut together and sharing kaja. And on to our final day of harvest, a particularly lovely day. And just a few days later, it was time to prepare the field or ket for rice planting, which starts with the plowing. In a kind of beautiful harmony, everyone comes together to help each other with each other's ropai. Fields are flooded, men work with the cows, plowing and doing my all-time favorite mudslider work. The women follow, planting the rice saplings together in a line. And then we roll into June, or mid-Jesta. And then it's our ropai day. It goes without saying I was a bit slower than the rest, but everyone was so helpful and I was happy to provide some extra comic relief. A day full of work for sure, but also a day filled with laughter and smiles. Days later, Khadak and I do an overnight backpacking trip up above the bazaar through Cheria Chawar. And up until Kali, where we stay, a stop along the trail that takes you on to Rara Lake. The next morning we head back, traveling through the ever so picturesque village of Patmara. Many a gorgeous sunrise on morning runs to neighboring Micha, and then the start to Asar and the monsoon rains. The hills becoming so green and wildflowers coming into bloom. The river swollen and flowing with immense force. And back up at the Fadam, where the cows were now brought to graze on the lush vegetation.
Wait, you want to go that way?
Apples were growing. And I practiced inviting my aunt for tea.
Andy!
Good job.
Did she say she's coming?
Yeah.
A peaceful foggy morning up in the forest. The sky's clearing as I walk down the hill to get milk from our relatives. Walks back up the hill with Amma and Chori to spend the day at the Fadam.
Bajay! Hey, cowsies!
Finding Bajay as he was out grazing the cows, resting in the sunshine in the small meadow. And always a goat to brighten your day a little extra. As July came, so did the wild strawberries in their small but sweet form. And as we came to our last few days, a motorcycle journey to the west and into Sinja Valley for Khadak's work. And before we knew it, we were heading back to Kathmandu, sad to say goodbye, but grateful for this silver lining, for this extended time we were given to spend with family in this beautiful piece of heaven here in western Nepal in Jumla.